Jackie Chan was just a 19-year-old when Bruce Lee accidentally struck him on the set of Enter the Dragon, a single blow that, decades later, Jackie calls both agonizing and life-changing. Today, at 70, Chan finally reveals why that hit from the world's fastest fist made him abandon the path of Bruce Lee forever. What really happened in that moment, and how did it shape action cinema as we know it? Before Jackie Chan became a household name, his path crossed Bruce Lee's at two of the most storied moments in martial arts film history. In 1972, Jackie appeared as a stuntman in Fist of Fury, thrown down a flight of stairs by Lee's character in a scene that demanded both precision and trust. Just a year later, in 1973, and at 19 years old, Jackie joined the cast of Enter the Dragon as one of the guards in the film's underground lair. He moved through the chaos of group fight choreography, charging Bruce Lee head-on, sometimes multiple times in a single shoot. Production call sheets from both films list Jackie among the stunt team, though his name never appeared in the official credits. He was listed with the crew, but not credited, a common fate for many stunt performers at the time. Still, those documents place him squarely inside the action. Jackie was one of the few to experience Bruce Lee's choreography from the inside, feeling the rhythm, the timing, and the force of Lee's technique up close. That perspective is rare. It is direct, physical, and immediate. On set, Jackie was not just another extra. He was chosen for high-impact stunts like the infamous stair fall and the multi-opponent fight sequences that defined Lee's cinematic power. These moments were more than background action. They were the proving ground for a young performer who would later transform the genre. Jackie's early filmography is anchored in these verifiable roles, establishing his first-hand knowledge of what it meant to face Bruce Lee in the heat of staged combat. A single moment on the Enter the Dragon set rewrote everything Jackie Chan thought he knew about martial arts. In the chaos of the underground lair fight, 19-year-old Jackie charged forward, one among dozens of stuntmen meant to fall to Bruce Lee's furious pace. As the cameras rolled, Bruce spun with his nunchaku, and the wooden stick caught Jackie across the face, sharp, unplanned, and real. Jackie staggered, stunned not just by the pain, but by the sheer force behind the strike. Before the director could even call cut, Bruce Lee dropped his weapons and rushed to Jackie's side. He cradled Jackie's head in his hands, apologizing over and over, his face etched with worry. For Jackie, the pain faded beneath the shock of Bruce Lee's kindness. In that instant, the world's most intimidating martial arts star became human, a mentor who cared deeply for those around him. Jackie later admitted he exaggerated how hurt he was, just to keep Bruce's attention a little longer. That brief connection, Lee's concern, his gentle grip, left a mark that would last far beyond bruises. It wasn't just the strength of the blow that changed Jackie, but the realization that real power could be paired with humility and empathy. Standing on that set, with Bruce Lee's hands on his shoulders, Jackie understood that martial arts meant more than just speed or strength. He would carry that lesson into every film, every risk, and every reinvention that followed. Bruce Lee's power did not just impress fellow martial artists, it forced filmmakers to rethink how they captured action on screen. In the early 1970s, standard film cameras ran at 24 frames per second, at a pace that worked for most action stars. But Bruce Lee's strikes often blurred or seemed to vanish at that speed. Cinematographers on The Green Hornet and Enter the Dragon experimented with higher frame rates, sometimes cranking up to 32 or even 120 frames per second, just to slow his movements enough for audiences to see what actually happened. Even then, a punch or kick might register as a flicker, leaving opponents reacting before viewers could process the blow. Physical measurements only deepened the sense of ABUE. Bruce Lee stood just 5 feet 7 inches and weighed around 135 pounds, yet biomechanical studies have estimated that his punches could deliver more than 350 pounds of force. His famous 1-inch punch sent full-grown men sliding backward, their momentum captured in slow-motion replays but rarely in real time. Stuntmen who faced him described the sensation as being hit by a much larger man. Speed and technique, amplifying every ounce of his weight. Production records from Enter the Dragon document the technical headaches. Scenes had to be filmed repeatedly, with directors asking Lee to slow down so the camera could catch the motion. Even then, editors sometimes relied on the reactions of his opponents, bodies snapping back and props shattering, to suggest the impact that film could not quite show. For Jackie Chan, witnessing this from inside the choreography erased any doubts about Lee's reputation. The numbers were not just impressive, they were a glimpse into something that felt almost superhuman. Bruce Lee's death on July 20, 1973, sent shockwaves through the film industry. Just 6 days later, Enter the Dragon premiered in Hong Kong, drawing crowds who sensed they were witnessing the end of an era. The film's box office numbers soared, eventually reaching an unprecedented $350 million worldwide on a modest $850,000 budget. Studios, caught between grief and opportunity, scrambled to fill the void Lee left behind. Financial memos from Golden Harvest and Warner Brothers reveal a frenzy of new projects, each promising to deliver the next martial arts superstar. Movie posters and press releases from the mid-1970s carried bold headlines: "A New Dragon Rises" and "The Next Bruce Lee." Young fighters across Hong Kong found themselves thrust into the spotlight, their careers shaped by a single, unspoken question: could anyone replace Bruce Lee? Jackie Chan, barely out of his teens, became one of the most visible faces in this campaign. Studios dressed him in Lee's signature wardrobe, handed him scripts that echoed Lee's stoic fury, and demanded performances that mimicked the late legend's every move. Box office receipts, however, told a different story. Audiences rejected the carbon copies. The so-called Bruce Lee clones, actors like Bruce Lee, Dragon Lee, and even Jackie Chan, in his earliest starring roles, failed to capture the magic or the market share. Films like New Fist of Fury flopped, leaving producers with mounting losses and young stars with battered confidence. For Jackie, the pressure was more than professional. He was being asked to step into the shoes of a man whose shadow stretched across continents, whose legacy had already become myth. The industry's search for a successor became a public struggle, played out in cinemas and trade papers, setting the stage for a new kind of reinvention. Jackie Chan's body was forged through a decade of relentless training at the China Drama Academy. Starting at age 7, he spent 19 hours a day mastering acrobatics, martial arts, and stage combat, a routine so punishing that former classmates recall broken bones as a regular part of life. This foundation made him a natural for the most dangerous stunts, but the cost was steep. Across more than 150 films, Jackie has shattered nearly every bone in his body. In 1986, a fall while filming Armor of God left him with a fractured skull and emergency brain surgery. Still, he insisted on performing over 95% of his own stunts, each injury a testament to the physical demands behind his signature style. Drunken Master, released in 1978, shattered every expectation. Jackie Chan threw out the brooding glare and silent fury that defined Bruce Lee's image. Instead, he bounced, slipped, and laughed his way through fight scenes, turning every punch into a punchline and every fall into a spectacle. He choreographed chaos with a comedian's touch, inviting audiences to wince and cheer at the same time. Now at 70, Jackie looks back on that choice as the moment he truly became himself. The risk paid off, and a new kind of martial arts hero was born. Today, every punchline and injury Jackie Chan endures echoes a choice: to honor, not imitate, the legend he once faced. As martial arts cinema evolves, his path reminds us: true greatness means forging your own impact, not chasing someone else's shadow. What does legacy look like to you?